one of the things we've been talking about for some time is the fact that while we believe that for literally months now we should be doing something about coronavirus, in recent weeks, Fox News and now more elected Republicans have landed on, okay, maybe we'll do something. Maybe, but can we get in a few references to this being a Chinese virus? And so, look, we've shown you all the times that the various Fox News and Fox Business people have done it. We also had this yesterday. We showed you this tweet from reporter Weijia Zhang, who said, "This morning, a White House official referred to coronavirus as the Kung flu to my face. Makes me wonder what they're calling it behind my back." And so now we can go to Kellyanne Conway, who was asked about that earlier today.
I'd like to know.
Rather than having
excuse me, that's been alleged. No, Yamiche, excuse me.
So is that wrong? If it's Yamiche,
I'm not dealing in hypotheticals. Of course it's wrong. But you can't just make an accusation and not tell us who it is. Who is it? Come and tell us. Yamiche, if you want to argue, I'm going to argue about standing away from each other and washing our hands and everything.
But just
tell us who it is.
You're telling those staffers, of
Weijia,
course it's wrong
who was
to
it?
use the word
Tell us. I think we are. I think.
You understand how these conversations go.
I don't know. I don't know how these conversations go. And that's highly offensive, so you should tell us all who it is. I'd like to know who it is. I'm not going to engage in hypotheticals. I'm married to an Asian. I mean, I'm not engaging in hypotheticals. My kids are, partly. Yes, I'm married to an Asian American. My kids are 25% Filipino. You're also obsessed. I thought you knew.
But you're saying that using that term
excuse me. Of course it is, but who is it? Yamiche, who is it? Now you're engaging. I'm trying to be here to help you help America understand how to slow the spread. And you're shouting at me in a way about something that somebody allegedly said to somebody else. And I'm asking, who was it? Why don't we go to the... Excuse me, that...
Okay, so I think you've probably heard enough of her. So somebody, Johnny B. Good commented, "I have black friends," which is effectively sort of what she did right there. So here's the thing. I understand that, in comparison to actually doing something about this sort of concern to many people is going to seem peripheral at best. I would say for the people who have already had their businesses devastated by xenophobia and bigotry, who have been the targets of personal harassment and even attacks, I don't think it's a peripheral concern to those people. And people in America who are Chinese or who might be believed to be Chinese have already faced this sort of discrimination. And it's only going to get worse. Like, let's get really real with each other. It is, this is the Apocalypse Report. We've had a little bit over 100 people die in America so far. If it gets to 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000, the sorts of racists that are spitting at Asian people in the streets or yelling slurs at them, how do you think they're going to respond when it gets worse? And along the way, they're being told every day, the reason people are dying is because of something China. Honestly. I'm being totally serious with you. I get that a number of racists online are going to try to brush away the concerns that I'm expressing right now as oh, this is serious and you're worried about somebody saying Kung flu. Well, yeah. If it inspires racists to attack people, to potentially kill people, I'm worried about it. And I'm worried about nipping it in the bud so that we don't go another couple months with this and then rack up, another needless death toll. I would say that that's pretty important, actually. And Kellyanne Conway didn't treat it like it was important. She pretended that the fact that she is married to, a guy who's half Filipino, that means that if she doesn't care about it, it's still serious. Like, she's still being a serious person. She's not. And Trump was a little better. So we're going to transition to him right now. Let's see if this video plays.
My second question is, there are at least one White House official who used the term Kung flu, referring to the fact that this virus started in China. Is that acceptable? Is it wrong? Are you worried that having this virus be talked about as a Chinese virus, that might help?
I wonder who said that. You know who said that?
I'm not sure the person's name, but would you condemn the fact
say
that
the term again?
A person at the White House used the term Kung flu. My question is, do you think that that's wrong, Kung flu? And do you think using the term Chinese virus, that puts Asian Americans at risk, that people might target them?
No, not at all. I think they probably would agree with it 100%. It comes from China. There's nothing not to agree. Okay, how about last question?
Okay, so I am going to extend him more goodwill than he probably deserves and assume that when he says, I think they would probably agree with me, that he's talking about his reference to the Chinese virus rather than Kung flu specifically. Can't say for sure it is Donald Trump, but that's probably what he means. And that is just about as Trumpy a thing as I can imagine. So refuses to even disavow the fact that this like oddly unnecessary, bizarre, racist joke is being used by White House officials, and then implies that no, the people who will be the victims of harassment and possibly assault, they would agree with me. They like my strategy of needlessly, willingly choosing to call it this thing that we decided like 2 weeks ago we're going to call it. And it wasn't just here. On Twitter, he tweeted earlier today, I always treated the Chinese virus very seriously, and have done a very good job from the beginning, including my very early decision to close the borders from China against the wishes of almost all. Many lives were saved, the fake news, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot that's an issue there. The fact that he immediately is once again congratulating himself. Like, honestly, in literally anything, like... So I wanted to play that video, and I successfully played it. Imagine if for the next 2 years I talked about how awesome a job I did by playing that video. And just over and over and over and over again was asking you to congratulate me for how great of a job I've done. And in fact, even the experts didn't think I could play that video. They were all wrong. I played it. Wouldn't I seem like a weird person? But obviously, more importantly, it's the I always treated the Chinese virus very seriously. It's a lie. He spun his wheels for literally months, and that has put us in the position that we're in. But the choosing to call it that. They didn't call it that 6 weeks ago. They chose to start doing it. And I've seen a lot of racists and closet racists on Twitter saying, look at this, people are dying, and this is what they're choosing to focus on. The left is concerned about this. That's very clever. It's very clever to do that little sleight of hand. Okay, I've got a little jujitsu move for you too. People are dying and you're choosing to make racist jokes rather than actually confront the situation that we're in, largely due to inaction on the part of the people who were tasked with protecting us. That seems weirder, I think. Being concerned about racism, not as weird as being racist, especially when people are already dying. But look, let's keep it real about why this is happening. It's not just casual racism. I mean, that's why his fans like it. They will always say, on the one hand, he's not a racist. On the other hand, we love when he says racist things. No, this is to protect his own reputation. He's calling it the Chinese virus over and over and over again, and Fox News is going to say it more and more and more. And you're going to see more and more tweets about that because as the situation gets worse here, literally the last thing they want is for you to be angry at the government for not having done more. And so they're going to pull the first, last, and only trick in the book, which is get the American people to hate someone overseas. And that will allow us to, get by without having done anything to improve the lives of regular working Americans. I mean, is that not it? Is that not what's going on? They're going to call it the Chinese virus because they don't want you to think about the fact that it has been spreading inside of our borders because we have not been testing people. It's been spread by Americans to Americans because the American government didn't do what it needed to do. But Chinese virus. Kung flu over there. It's a viral squirrel. That's all it is. But we can walk and chew gum. We can deal with both of those at the same time.